like, one more thing that I gotta get off my chest that happened that it was so stressful and, like, I'm really having a hard time dealing with it. So, like, I need to share it with my people. Okay, so, like, I went back to the Whole Foods, and, like, I've been gone for a long time. Well, so, like, they totally, like, called the police, and a policeman, like, took me outside, and they're like, we know that you stole, like, $10,000 worth of pajamas last year, and, like, we recognize you, and you're trespassed from the store. You can't come back, or you'll go to jail. And, like, they didn't take me to jail, or, like, give me a fine, or actually, like, do much of anything. But, like, it was the most stressful experience that I've had, like, for a while. Like, it was so scary. Like, they had me stand there, and, like, the guy looked at my ID, and then, like, went to his car and wrote down some stuff, and then came back and gave me back my ID, and it was so traumatic. And I just don't know if I'm even, like, that was, like, last year. Like, don't bring up last year. I'm, like, a different person every year. I'm a different person every month. And, like, why would they even, like... It's not okay to, like, judge people because of, like, what they did last year or, like, the year before. Like, we're constantly evolving beings of light, and I don't understand, like, how people, like, just because, like, my flesh looks the same, like, I could have, like, totally different entities, like, in my brain now than I ever did then, and, like, I like, have evolved out of even, like, stealing pajamas. Like, bath soaps and all the, like, expensive things they have there. And, like, maybe now I'm, like, disciplined and awesome and I make my own money and I don't ever steal anything and I'm totally, like, a legit adult. And, like, they wouldn't know that, but, like, they trespass me anyway. So, like, how the heck am I supposed to get, like, the organic food I need? And, like, what happens now? Because, like, there's no other grocery stores that have the salt that I like. Like, I only like to have, like, sun-dried sea salt that's still wet because it still has its magnesium and its minerals. And, like, very few other stores have it. And I don't know what to do because I cannot go back to regular salt that, like, is dry and comes out of the shaker that's, like, cheap salt. Like, there's no way. Like, I like the $30 salt and I'm not going back. And I can't go back. I can't. Like, if I have, like, GMOs or, like, glycophosphate high food, like, I get so sick and, like, on the verge of death. And I can't let that happen to me. Like, I'm too, like, sensitive. And I didn't mean to be, like, sensitive, but I was just, like, born, like, really sensitive. And, like, I just don't understand why people, like, don't see that and, like, want to help more. Like, hello, like, I'm barely hanging on here. Like, I'm very sensitive. And I feel everything that goes on around me. And, like, I only need, like, the best food. And, like, the best, like, salts and supplements and things. And, like, if something touches my body that's, like, one of those regular products, I get very ill. And, like, do they want to see that happen to me? Like, they want to see me ill or something? Like, is that what their master plot is? Like, they want to harm me? Because, like, look, that was, like, last year. And, yeah, I'm, like, a different person now. I've grown up a lot. And, yeah, I see now that it's important that I pay for my own pajamas and that I don't steal, like, thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, like, from a fancy store. Like, I know that now. But they don't even give me a chance. They just straight up trespass me because, like, I've got the same body. Like, you don't know if I have the same mind. Like, I could have a totally different mind. And just because, like, my fingerprints are the same and, like, my face looks the same. But it was, like, so traumatic. Like, I almost just, like, fell down and fainted because it was so traumatic. And, like, I don't really like police. Like, they're all, like, in their uniform. And they have a gun in their uniform. Like, even if they don't take it out or, like, take the safety off, like, they have a gun. Like, they're standing there in front of me. And they have a fucking gun. Like, they could shoot somebody. That's, like, the scariest thing ever. Like, I don't hang out with people that have guns. And I don't have a gun. And, like, why would people walk around with guns? That's, like, the scariest fucking thing ever. Like, what is this? Like, the Civil War? Everyone had, like, militias and guns and stuff. Like, this is not my home. Like, my home is gunless. And, like, where I want to be is, like, gun-free. There's no way. Like, people don't need weapons and guns and stuff. Like, why would you need that? Or tasers? Like, just talk to people and just, like, be cool. And, like, just, like, respect people's, like, light body. You know, like I felt very like my light body was not being respected. Like here, I'm like trying to open my heart chakra to you, and you're like bringing up what I did last year, or like with this other thing like last month. Like you don't have no idea like the lotus that is open inside of my heart and in my third eye since like last year. Like I'm a whole different person as far as my chakras since last year. And they don't even like try to take that into account. And I just think it's the most fucked up thing. Like hello, like I'm a different person, and like, you know, no mud, no lotus, right? Like if it wasn't for that mud in my past, like I wouldn't have this big, beautiful lotus blossoming out of my heart, and I wouldn't know so much, you know? If I hadn't like made mistakes, I wouldn't know so much and be so knowledgeable. And that's the thing, like they don't respect my knowledge at all. They don't respect my life experience. It's like, hello, look at this face. Look at me. Like I've been through a lot. And my life experience and my knowledge, like, really could use to be respected. Like, hello, Mr. Copper. Like, why don't you walk a mile in my shoes, right? Walk a mile in my shoes before you, like, take my ID and, like, go run it. And, like, talk to me about what's right and wrong. Like, walk a mile in these Louboutins. You know? Like, you gotta work, Mr. Policeman. You gotta work. And you gotta understand that, like, I'm an amazing person. Like, no matter what happens and no matter what anyone says, like, I'm amazing and I know that, you know, and my heart lotus knows it. And like, I wish that the cops could know that too, but they're so like in 3D, you know, like they're such 3D dwellers with their guns and their cars and their little scanning machines for your IDs and stuff. Like, what is this, like the devil taking over, like 666 mark? Like, I have to have like an ID in order to like do things. And you're going to look at my ID like some sort of microchip of the devil or something? Like, what are these people's agenda? That's my question. Like, why are they working for the devil? Basically, like, okay, Mr. Copper, like, I know you're Illuminati, and I don't like your uniform, and, like, I know who you're supporting and who you're working for, which is, like, all those pedophile bankers. And, like, I don't think this cop is, like, high enough in the Freemasons in order to be invited to the sex clubs. But still, like, he's got some serious, like, growing up to do. You know what I mean?